Jim, first of all, welcome to Rochdale Football Club. How excited are you for what lies ahead?
Very much so. It's great to be back on the hot seat. We've had a little bit of a break. I've been in the game 30 years, so it's nice, to come out and take stock and have some family time, etc. And when the job come up, it's something that really interested me, and I'm thankful I got the job. Again, I've been at the level as a player and more so as a manager for many years. It's a decent club. It's a good, solid club within the town. It's the focal point of the local community, and I've said previously in an interview that I want to give them something to be proud of and something to cheer. It's had a difficult couple of years. We find ourselves where we are at the minute, but it's early days. There's plenty of football to be played. I've got full trust in the club, what it's about. Got a decent playing staff, a decent setup, good decent backroom staff, players. So we can work with what we've got. We can manoeuvre if we can, certainly in the transfer window before it closes in a couple of days. But there's plenty to do. It's a big challenge, but one that I'm really looking forward to. So very pleased to be here.
When you've had your discussions with the chairman, Simon and George, what's sort of the main things that have stood out for you about the club and about the opportunity that lies ahead? There's
a lot of honest people on the board, and good people who only want what's best for the football club. They want, like I previously said, they want a team. They want a backroom staff, a playing staff, everyone all to be united as one and make sure that we all, every day in training and every match day, we all give our all and give the community and the townspeople something to be proud of. So, as I say, well run, honest. They have had difficulties. It's well publicised, but I think the only way is up. So hopefully I can bring something to this. Maybe that's been missing. The previous manager, he's a decent fella, know him, and he's a good coach, but whatever's gone before, I'm not here to cane anyone. I think it's about me now and making sure that myself and my new assistant manager and the staff that are here and the players that are here can do what that board really wants, and that's giving them something to be proud of, as I say. So give it our absolute all. The board are solid citizens, honest people. They only want what's best for their team and their town. So I'm really looking forward to that challenge of doing that for them.
I know you obviously spent 17 years plus at Morecambe. You built up a great sort of affinity with the supporters and the local area, the people in the local area. How important was that? And given that we're a fan-owned, fan-led club, how important is it to have that relationship here as well?
It's massive. Morecambe's like my second home. I got on really well. I settled in when I signed. God, how long? 2002, something like that. But fantastic people, very much. I've been around the area a couple of days now, and very similar. Honest sorts, the working class. Live for the football club, want to come on a match day and enjoy that match day feeling, and be a community. And I think it's massive that anyone who's associated with the club, certainly from the manager and staff and players, we play our part within that community. We can get out and. I'm not going to go into certain things what I've implemented at my previous clubs, but I think it is very big that you have that relationship. It's because ultimately we want them to get behind us, but we've got to give them something to cheer as well. And if we can do that and we can integrate and we can build relationships, I think it's only positive, and it'll certainly go a long way as we look to improve where we are in the short term and progress the club further on and off the field.
In terms of on the field, I guess the first short-term aim is to try and move away from the bottom end of the table, isn't it? How do we sort of go about doing that now, sort of 5-6 games into the league season?
Well, it's not ideal where we find ourselves, but there was positives, certainly the second half on Saturday. I watched the game at home on the computer. As I said before, reports back with regards to the players, honest, just on paper they're a very good set of players. So it's just making sure that we can get the most out of them at this short term, just to try and bring them on a bit. The performances of certainly Saturday second half, it gives us everyone a shot in the arm. We're coming from a 1-0 goal behind half time. So it's important that we try and continue that and improve on that and make sure that, we run harder, we compete more. Obviously you've got to score more goals and concede less. That's been the issue at the moment. That's why we find ourselves at the bottom of the league. But all things that I've proven doing in the past, getting the most out of people, creating a good working environment, a hard working environment, an honest working environment, and you can put all that together with the quality that we have within the squad, and hopefully we can, manoeuvre maybe one or two more into that to help us. That should take us to where we want to be in the short term, and hopefully the medium and long term as well.
Have you got a particular style that you like to play, or is it about fitting with the players that are here at the moment?
Well, again, Robbie, the previous manager, a decent coach, as I say, he's recruited to a certain style. My beliefs and my methods, etc., and that of my new assistant might not be in line with that. So we've got to take stock of what we've got. With regards to philosophies, etc., sometimes it's hard to come at this stage and start implement your ideas, because ultimately the most important thing is trying to win games on a Saturday or a Tuesday. So I think the most important thing is identify quickly what we've got, what we need, see the players' strengths and weaknesses, where we can improve them, as individuals, units, as a team. And as I say, there's a lot of hard work to be done, but we're looking forward to that challenge. Everyone's ready and raring. I've had good conversations with Jim McNulty. He's been fantastic over the last couple of days, and that staff. And I've met the players yesterday. I never took training, but I've observed, and there's a decent feeling about the place considering the position that we're in. So the way we want to do things, I think the most important thing is from the onset is recognise where we are, make sure that everyone's determined, willing to run that extra yard and compete that little bit more and be a little bit harder to beat individually and as a team, and go and express ourselves at the top end of the pitch. We want players to go and run forward and create opportunities and score goals and enjoy what we're doing. So they're the things, in the short term that we're going to be working on to give us that platform to move forward.
I know you said you're glad to be sort of back in the hot seat. You at training yesterday. Do you enjoy being back around it? Yeah,
it gets a lonely place at home, because you end up, making tea for the kids and the missus and doing the school runs, and you don't feel part of it. But it's been a welcome break. Obviously, I've had off the back of COVID, and I had a personal issue myself 18 months ago. So you take stock, and you realise about life and what you love. And I love the game. I'm passionate about it. I'm an honest judge of my own character. I think I'm hard working. I want to be doing something. I don't want to sit around the house and do the family stuff, although it was nice. I want to be out there. I want to be on the touchline. I want to be in and around the working environment, the players' environment. Because that's all I've ever known since I've left school 30 years ago. So it was nice to be back in it yesterday and observing and meeting people. There's a lot to get through, as I say. My assistant isn't through the door yet, but it was very nice. And what I've said to the players is, in this day and age, with regards to the way life is at the minute and increases in costs, and we're coming off the back of COVID and things like that. We need to recognise and appreciate the position that we find ourselves in at the minute, being as a full-time professional footballer or football coach, manager, etc. And we never take that for granted, and we make sure that we enjoy what we're doing. We give it our absolute all, and we need to reflect the town that we represent, and that's certainly what I'll be implementing sooner rather than later. And as I say, great to see that yesterday, the lads out with the ball, and nice sunny day, meeting people, and looking forward to meeting more and building relationships and getting ourselves moving up that table where we all want to be.
I know you'd mentioned about maybe doing a bit of business, sort of player-wise, recruitment-wise. Don't want to go into too much detail, don't want to give too much away, but you can expect a few busy days coming up.
Well, it will be, yeah, I think so, because we've got to explore all avenues. The phone's been red hot. I know a lot of people in the game, from the top level all the way down, and if we've got to look at the finances, what's right for the club. That is one thing, that the club is run right and run within its means. Simon, the chairman, and George, the COO, have been honest and open with that. We know where we are, but if we can, we will. There's areas that you know, if you come into a job and say, watch the game at the weekend, I've looked over the previous games. There is areas that I believe, you know, that we need to improve. You know, there's going to be certain styles. You know, it may be that we have to go a certain way just to try and pick up points, but I do think that we need one or two in the door to just give us something different. So that's what we're exploring at the minute. There's a couple of players that have done a little bit of stuff with last night, and hopefully we can maybe get one, if not two of them over the line if there's finances available. You know, I've got to have that conversation. It's been a bit of a whirlwind over the last 24 hours. So there's going to be a lot of meetings, a lot of talking over the next few days before that window closes. But if we can do any business, we will do, with the team in mind to make sure that we improve, and maybe one or two might go as well. You know, if there might be players on the fringes who haven't played much or have interest elsewhere or other issues, I don't know. So we may make sure that we do that as quick as possible, and if we can improve, we certainly will, because we want to get up that league.
Just finally, a small matter of a game tonight as well. Papa John's Trophy campaign kicks off. What are you kind of your thoughts going into that game? I know it must be a whirlwind sort of last 24, 48 hours. But
yeah, we've had some good battles with Atkins over the years. It's not one of the luckier places that I've had, but I know John Coleman and Jimmy very well. Obviously, our relationship with, you know, both being from the same neck of the woods. But yeah, they're good people. You know, good footballing people. They've done extremely well with Atkinson. What team they put out tonight, you know, we don't know, but ultimately it's about ourselves. And for me, it'd be fantastic if we can get off to a winning start. As I say, I've not been on the grass with the players yet, as Nick hasn't neither. So we need to take, you know, stock of what we've got. There will be a couple of changes. There'll be players who come in. You know, everyone's ready to stake the claim. It's what happens with a new management team comes in. Everyone wants to, you know, lay themselves down to make sure that they say, right, I want to be playing on Saturday away at Carlisle. So we'd expect a tough game. It's away from home. If we can get off to a winning start, great. We'll certainly be giving our all to do that. But I'm really looking forward to being back in the hot seat. So it's been a mad 24 hours, but there's no better place than a game of football on a Tuesday night or a Saturday afternoon. So let's get our teeth into this and enjoy it and see what we've got.